Gearbest has sent me another RC car to review. This is the Feiyue models, the Eagle 3, as you can clearly see. I've actually got mine in the green, and it's a really nice box, quite robust, which is good. Comes in red as well, as you can see. It's 12th scale, so it's going to be big compared to my other stuff, but I know it's small compared to what a lot of the RC car guys are doing. But really looking forward to getting into it. All the nice pull-outs and everything, and all the extra features that it's got on it, and it's quite nice to see it's got a metal differential there as well. And it might be big, it might be bold, but is it any good? That's what we've got to find out. So that's us into the box, and as you can see, for me this is a large scale model. Let's get it all out and have a look on the bench. So that's everything out of the box. We've got a 1500 milliamp hour 2-cell battery, and it uses a T connector into the actual car itself, and then you get a balance charger which uses the balance charger port, and this charges at 800 milliamp hour, so it's going to take about an hour and a half, 2 hours to charge. I should use a hobby grade charger, and that will do it in just over an hour, and I'll put a link to the one I use down in the description. The transmitter feels nice in the hand. It's the good size sort of thing, and you can use it alternate left hand or right hand, so there's a rather nice little feature on it. And I'll run through the other settings and features in the transmitter section of the review. The actual car itself actually looks really cool. It's a smart looking car. All these things are built to a price. You know, if you're paying, you know, £500 for one, you're going to get a lot of metalwork on it and a lot more of the top grade gear. This comes with, I think, pretty good gear, especially value for money. I think it's quite amazing. But the thing will be to see how it performs outside. That's the most important thing to me, is, you know, what it performs like for the money. The belly pan is plastic. It's all plastic actually underneath, so that could be likely to damage, but we'll see. Okay, so we've got the battery on charge, and I'll always go through the instruction manual now, and this one is A4 size, nicely printed, good clean text, black on white, as you can clearly see, and one of my bugbears is in 2 languages. I much prefer, always find it a little bit more difficult to pick stuff out. That being said, the way they've printed it, really large areas they've used for the printing. Other manufacturers would have got this into an A5 size, half the size, and crammed it all in, but this is actually really clear and nice and easy to use. I'm new to RC cars, so I found it really helpful, really good. The layout is superb. I tell you what, the RC quad guys could learn a lot from looking at the car ones. They seem to get these right from what I've seen of the couple of 3 that I've got, sort of thing. They're really well laid out, nice and clear, and then you have all these exploded views of all the components, so anything you need to repair or anything that's broken, you'd know how to order it or get it. With that in mind, you actually get a couple of gears spare, you get the clips spare, you get your Allen keys to strip it down, and you also get sort of like a box wrench, I would call that. So absolutely superb, really nicely done. Everything's in exploded views. And all the parts are identified, you know, even down to like an M4 nut, and what the part numbers are, how many are on it as well. So really well done, as you can tell, totally impressed with it. And then it actually has the parts broken down with individual photographs of them. Really superb manual. Okay, the transmitter on this one, and the setup is you turn the transmitter on first, then you turn the car on, and when you're finished having your run, you turn the car off first, then you turn the transmitter off. Hopefully you won't get a runaway or somebody else pick up the signal and whip your car. The steering is here, so if you're totally unfamiliar with RC cars, that's where it is. This one's quite nice, because this is for right-handed people, so you would steer with your right hand, control the throttle with the left. If you're a left-handed person, you just push it in and it goes the other way. And if you want to have it that pushing it forward steers it right rather than left, you simply just flick this switch here, and then it changes the steering down the other way. So the way I run it is that way is right and that way is left, but you can choose whatever way you find the best, sort of thing. Throttle's here, so to go forward you just simply pull it backwards, and then when it's going forwards to brake, you just simply push it right the way up, and it will literally stop. And if you hold it there, pull it back to middle and take it back out again, it will then start to go in reverse, as you could see there. You can adjust, you've got 2 different settings for your throttle. You've got a 50% one, 50-50, which is 50% full throttle this way, 50% will go into reverse, or you've got a 70-30, which gives you 70% of throttle movement for accelerating forwards and 30% in reverse. It won't go any faster in either one, it just means you've got a bit more control over the 70-30. I've run this already, I didn't notice a huge difference, to be honest. I'm quite happy running it on 50-50, seems to work fine, and the control seems really nice on it. I think it's for more precise or perhaps bigger, faster cars that you need a little bit more control with it. The other two things you've got on here is steering trim. So if I put that over, you'll see what that does. Basically, the car now is sitting level on the steering, and that's basically, as you see, it's drastically over. The way you set the steering trim is run it out on the flat piece of ground with no camber on it either, that it runs straight out and runs straight back to you. If it does that, you don't need to adjust this. If it starts to drift one way or the other, this is basically your trim. And then you've got the steering range here, which is quite good if you're on, if it starts flipping over a lot and you want to learn just how to drive around. If you turn this right down, the steering literally becomes just a couple of 3 degrees, I would say. And if you crank it right up, you've got really heavy steering there. I actually like it with quite a lot of steering because you get a bit more feel for it, and you can flip the car over. So, but if you're learning, perhaps that's quite good to have that back. But if you want to really bat it around some gravel or something or other, and you don't want it constantly flipping over, just turn this back. So that's the transmitter run through. The other thing you do need is 4 AA batteries to actually power this up. I'm just going to see whether we need any steering trim or not. Well, we found out something about it. if you flick it forward when it's coming that fast back, it wheelies. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Whoa, yeah, that's quite cool. First play with the toy. Whoa, too much. Right. On with the serious review. Yeah, really? Let's go for it then. Put it around to about there and just sort of see how we get on. Whoa, it's just on the edge. Whee! Oh, it does get a bit of a move on. Whee! So, if you're finding it's flicking over a bit too much, all you have to do is just drop the steering rake down a wee bit. And it shouldn't do that again. As you see, oh, that's just about what it can handle on the grass, I would say. Oi, there we go. The only thing with that, my thing on that, is that it's sort of taken away a bit of the skill. It's a bit like having a Scalextric car and never, it can never come off the track on a bend, so you don't actually learn any skills of it. But it is kind of fun, I must admit. I just said all that rubbish. Oi, oh, nearly. So I think if you've got it with a bit more steering on it, so that you could flick it over as quick as anything, then you've actually got to choose a bit more. Whoa, or not. I might regret saying this. Okay. Way, nice. I didn't think it would wheelie. It is nicer with a bit more steering on it, I must admit. Not a lot will stop this, I don't think. I think it's quite good. Ooh. Way. Oh, well done you. Oh, nearly. Let's try it in the 70-30 rate. So. Nice, it is a nice little car. I wouldn't say it was the fastest. I mean, I'm only just getting into the RC stuff, but it's certainly fast enough, I would say. Whoa! It certainly seems to wind up on its
tyres more than it does on its back at the moment. Woo! Unlike the operator. Let's just see whether it can handle over these big rocks here. Oh, absolutely no problem. Oh, nice. I'll tell you what I'd do. I think I'll crank that steering right up. We've gone into lower rate. Let's try a bit of precise stuff. Yeah, nice. Quite easy to oversteer. Hence why they have this steering rate thing on, I guess. And off again. Well done, you. Whoa! I'll find some gravel, shall we? Whoa! It just doesn't take any notice of anything. I've got something it might take notice of. That pile of stones there. That's the ones. Whoa! Gee whiz, this thing's good. Nice. Let's flick that back into that 70-30 again. Nice. God, that really does get a move on there. Let's just have a quick check. Now that's had a fair few bangs there. That's all plastic at the front, absolutely nothing damaged that I can see, and all still working well. Yeah, so that's very impressive. Gee whiz. Okay. Nice. Hey, that is cool.
So what did I think of it? My first go at getting on for bigger sizes in RC cars. I know they come in a lot bigger, but to me this is the biggest I've had so far. I like to get negatives out of the way first of all on the channel, but before I do that, let me just shrink this video down, and then you can see what I played with after I've done the review video. Okay, the one and only negative, to be honest, is I lost the little cap off here, which protects it if you've got LEDs in there, and I haven't got any LEDs on it, but that is literally all that has happened to it, and this has been over quite a few times on gravel, on grass, on the tarmac as well. Hardly any marks in it at all. Really impressed with it, and the fact that it's all plastic, I thought it would be broken up a lot more, but it honestly isn't, and I've not been very delicate with it, because that's the idea of doing a full review. Seriously good fun. The transmitter worked really well. I never ran out of range on it, and I nearly lost sight of the car a couple of times, and it worked fine, so I don't know how much further you'd want to go. If you're running FPV, obviously perhaps a bit further, but I honestly don't know the range, but it was really good, and I would imagine most people aren't going to go that far out. Seriously good fun. Went over everything I asked. We went over the thick gravel, did the little jumps. It was great on tarmac. You could do some skids and everything. It was really smart, and ran all through our woods as well, sort of thing. So absolutely superb. I love it to bits, and I don't think it'll be the last RC car I get. And if you've been good all year, may I suggest you add it onto your centre list.